Which court? Where is Mary, Charles? Cliff. Yes. Man, Cliff is court number 5. I see. Call now. On pleasure side. Tom. Richard, I'll call you back. Hello? Yes? Fine. Yes, I'm in court. I'm in court, I'll call him back. One of them on a good day. I don't think they've arrived there. What can I do, Ashira? What can I do? I've already called them, and they said they're coming. I told them to be confined. I've called Charles. I've called Charles. And he's told me specifically that they're on the way. Do you have highlights? Something paginated and something is paginated.
I am done to what you later. Later to what? Yeah?
Which language is that?
That is French, my friend.
We expect the arraignment of Migori Governor Okoth Obado to commence any time now. He is in court. We've seen Cliff Ombeta, his counsel, who is present in court. We've also seen what appears to be family members of the late. They have demanded he is of aiding and abetting. The commission to transpire is the the charges will be read out to the suspects, and thereafter they're likely to make a bail application, which will wait to see whether the state will oppose based on whether or not they have carried out sufficient investigations. But of course, what Ken Mijungu says is likely to play out is that they will oppose their release on the grounds that they could influence the outcome or any pending investigations that could take place. The DPP says, of course, the investigations will continue until all those who have been found to have played a role in her murder, her gruesome murder, are held to account. He says he's directed the DCI to ensure that the hitmen and other persons who have been adversely mentioned in connection with the matter are pursued and arrested. And he says his office will continue to review the case, and when further evidence is collected, arrests will be made. A team of senior prosecutors has been constituted to undertake this particular prosecution. Of course, that is on account of the public interest it has generated. We look forward to seeing your responses and your reactions to what is transpiring. Our handle is at NTV Kenya, that is on Facebook and on Twitter. Of course, you can view what is transpiring live on our various platforms online, and that is ntv.co.ke/live, ntv.co.ke/live. You can also watch it live on Facebook, watch it live on Twitter, and watch it live on YouTube. And don't get it wrong, don't get it mistaken, that is NTV Kenya. So as I said, the Migori governor has been in police custody since Friday. And that was he had gone to the DCI headquarters to record a statement in Nairobi, and that is at their Kiambu Road offices. He was thereafter arrested and taken to the Migori police station. It was the second time he was recording a statement. The first time he recorded a statement, he did so, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was in Kisumu, and he spoke after that, I believe a day or so after that, and he was flanked by his family, his wife and his two children, and he of course called on the public to hold off on making any conclusions, to wait until the investigative authorities have concluded their work and pressed charges. It appears that the investigations have pointed a finger at him. If you read the Daily Nation today, that is our top story. It creates a timeline. It looks at the individuals who have been linked to that gruesome murder of the university student. And apart from the three who are in court, the three who are, who should be in court, Michael Oyamo, Kaspal Obiero, and the Migori governor, Okoth Obado. The others who've been tied to the events are nation journalist Barak Odwor, who escaped his captors on the 3rd of September when he says he was taken captive, together with Sharon Otieno, and they were bundled into a vehicle. The vehicle has since been identified as a Toyota Fielder, a dark gray Toyota Fielder with the registration number KCL 481K. The vehicle has led to several other arrests. The vehicle was impounded on the 16th of September, and the man behind the wheel was also taken into custody. His name is Sharon Otieno Gombe. The other gentleman that has been tied to the saga is Omondi Okoth Elvis, a police constable, and who has been acting as the governor's bodyguard. Apparently, according to the Nation, according to that particular report, he instructed the driver, and that is Sharon Otieno Gombe, to pick up Mr. Oyamo, and attended the meeting in Mr. Obiero's house. And so far, though, and of course, Mr. Obiero is a Kaspalo Drang Obiero, whose vehicle is registered under his wife's name. His wife also works for the county government of Migori, and her name is Olivia Yambo. They've recorded, of course, all these people who've been tied to the events that transpired on the 3rd of September have recorded statements with the police. Several continue to remain in police custody. The courts granted the continued detention of Lawrence Mula, who is a former MCA, Kanyadoto Ward, I apologize. And he apparently was the link between Barak Odwor and Sharon Otieno, putting them in contact, apparently so that Odwor could write a story about the pregnancy, the child that Sharon was carrying, who DNA tests have revealed to have been the child of the Migori governor, Okoth Obado. The other person who has been in police custody for quite a while is Michael Oyamo, a former Navy man who apparently left the Navy following a dishonorable discharge. And of course, there have been questions raised as to what his role was in terms of the abduction of Sharon. He called, or rather he set up the meeting that preceded the abduction of Barack Odor and Sharon Otieno, according to the account from Barack Odor, who is a Nation journalist. He set up the meeting, and thereafter they were abducted. So the DPP, in a statement posted on his Twitter account, has details has put together a timeline of September that the authority on Belin Otieno, and that the abduction was carried out by 4 unidentified before the abduction to the vehicle, and tussled with one of the gentlemen and managed to make his way out of the rainfall. The abduction of 4th of September. DCI get the latest from the
deciding judge to a lot of people, a lot of lawyers who have arrived, and we've also been able now to pinpoint where the family is sitting. We've been able to see there's a lot of people. You can't even get a foothold. You don't even know where to step because you're likely to step first 10. In fact, in that the governor should go throughout the day. My lady, they're here, 2 children.
For bringing us
please. And you open.
A conspiracy to the government bail wants the judge to allow the suspect to be held at the Migori police station. In the meantime, he's been held at that police station since Friday, when he was summoned to record a second statement at the DCI headquarters on Kiambu Road. He was thereafter arrested and transferred to the Migori police station that is of course preceding his arraignment this morning. The prosecution, however, says once you take plea, you're taken to a prison and continue to be held in police custody. It's very likely he could be sent to the industrial area remand prison. And of course, as I said, as can be expected, the opposition has opposed that particular application from the state to continue to hold the Migori governor. Of course, the state says they intend to file a replying affidavit to the application for release on bail of the governor. He has pleaded not true. He's at the Milimani Law Courts. He's been held at the Migori police station since Friday before his being arraigned in court this morning. According to a Daily Nation report, only his wife and his lawyer Cliff Ombeta and his children, of course, his lawyers Roger Sagana and Cliff Ombeta, that is, were allowed to visit him during the duration of his being held at the Migori police station. He's been held there since Friday, treated like everybody else, that is according to the authorities. Sharon Otieno was abducted on September the 3rd. Her body was later recovered, and that is on the 4th of September, the day after, at in a thicket in close to Oyugis. And according to the Director of Public Prosecutions, the vehicle that was used in her abduction was later recovered on the 16th of September, and the driver in that particular instance was also taken into police custody. The vehicle that was used is registered to Olivia Adhiambo, who is the wife to Kaspal Obiero, his PA, one of his PAs. Two of his PAs are facing charges alongside him. One of his PA's wife was the registered owner of that vehicle. It's a KCL 481K dark gray Toyota Fielder, and that is in police custody. It remains in police custody. Michael Oyamo has been behind bars for much longer. He, according to Barack Odor's account, Barack Odor is a Nation journalist who was taken into custody, who was abducted together with Sharon Otieno before later running for his life. He says the meeting that preceded their abduction was organized by the PA, Michael Oyamo, of the governor. That PA is a former Navy man, and he was dishonorably discharged. The court did grant for his continued detention. They will be back in court on Wednesday, when the prosecution says they want to consolidate his case together with that of the Migori governor, and together with that of another PA, and that is Kaspal Obiero. Other people who have been tied to that particular case are the former MCA Kanyodoto Ward, and his name is Lawrence Mule. He was also held by police for an extended period of time to allow for investigations into the matter. To bodyguard to the governor has.
I'm a resident at Rongo, Migori County. I think we can now see that the course of the law has taken the place, because being the governor has been arrested. Yes, it should not be given. Yes.
You think your governor, what are your expectations?
Over the launch of their Big Four agenda.